everybody and welcome to this video on the cos graph. In this video, we have a look at the period of the graph. So the period is how long does it take for a graph to make a complete cycle, and the b, which is the coefficient of x, controls the period of the graph, as we can see over here. So what we would like to look at is the period of each of these graphs over here. So the first one is y is equal to cos x, and this is our standard cos graph. Please watch our video about this so that you can understand the points. The period of this graph, how long it takes for it to complete a graph, is 360 degrees. So the period of our standard graph is 360 degrees. So our b value is 1 and our period is 360 degrees. In the second case, we have the equation y is equal to 2 cos x. Now what we can see in this graph is that in 360 degrees, there are two cos graphs. So what we have that the b value is 2 and the period of the graph is 180 degrees. In 360 degrees, there are two graphs, so one graph is completed in 180 degrees. In the third case, we have y is equal to cos x over 2, and b over here is a half, and what we notice that in 360 degrees, we only see half of the graph, which means there's another half of the graph that would still happen and that would take another 360 degrees. So the period of this graph is 720. That's how long it would take for a completed graph. What you should note also is the range is the same. So the graphs, all of them have a range from -1 to 1. The x-intercepts change. The x-intercepts are, well, in the first case, half of the previous ones, and in the second one, double. In general, if you want to get the period of a shifted graph, we take 360 degrees and we divide it by our b value. So in the first case, it's 360 degrees divided by 1, which gives us 360 degrees. In the second case, it's 360 degrees divided by 2, which gives us 180 degrees. And in the third case, it's 360 degrees divided by a half, which is 720. Also, to get the new x-intercepts, you can divide by b. So the x-intercepts of 90 and 270, if we divide by 2, we get 45 and 135. And if we divide by a half, then 90 becomes 180. So that's how we can also look at the interpretations of the x-intercepts of the new graph is we divide by b. Okay, so let's have a look at an example. Over here we have a series of graphs and we have to say what is the period of the graph. So the first one, so to tell the period of the graph, we have to look at the b value. The b value is the coefficient of x. So the b value for this one here is 1. So the period is 360 divided by 1, which is 360 degrees. In the second case, we can see the b value is a third. So our period is 360 divided by a third, which is the same as 360 times 3. And what we get is then 1080. The last one is b is equal to 3, the coefficient of x. So our period is 360 divided by 3, which is equal to 120. So that is how we get the period of the graph, and that is how the b value changes, stuff that we do know. Please watch our other videos for more information on the series.